Welcome to the lecture 2, Big Data in Cloud. Now let's glance at the evolution of big data from where it started. This entire gamut in the technology space started out in 2011 when Gartner added big data to the hype cycle for emerging technologies and placed it at the peak of inflated expectations. This created an impression that it will hit the mainstream in less than 5 years and will mature very quickly. Then in 2012, Gartner identified big data as one of the top 10 strategic technology which has the potential for significant impact on enterprises in the next 3 years. It was also seen as an emerging technology that offers an opportunity for strategic business advantages for early adopters and could impact organizations' long-term plans, programs, and initiatives. Next comes 2013, which can be seen as a year of experimentation and early deployment. A Gartner survey of 720 Gartner Research Circle members worldwide conducted in 2013 showed 64% of organizations were investing or planning to invest in big data technology. 30% have already invested in big data analytics project. Adoption is in the early stages and many companies are piloting and experimenting. Even some companies are developing strategy and in knowledge gathering phase. Next, 2014, it can be seen as a year of large-scale adoptions. In Gartner's survey of 302 respondents done in June 2014, 73% of the respondents have invested or plan to invest in big data in the next 24 months. Following this, 2015 is seen as a year where big data has attained early maturity. Gartner says focus needs to shift to thinking about big data to thinking about big questions and answers first, and big data comes next. The value is in answers, not the data. Hence, the evolution of big data is happening at a rapid pace and it has a huge potential and power that are yet to be fully unleashed by the e-commerce companies. Next, we'll look at some of the latest updates happening in big data. It is evident that numerous trends and concepts related to big data has evolved from early stage and have become mature too soon. Let us see the three main updates that has happened in the big data space. First one is the migration from batch processing to real-time processing. Batch processing is not an ideal solution for taking time-bound decisions by processing data within a small time period. Recent studies reveal companies showing great interest to implement real-time data processing. For example, Intel, through a survey of 200 IT delegates, found that by end of 2015, 2/3 of total data management will be real-time against batch data processing from 50% share it had in 2012. Thus, companies are showing more and more interest to implement real-time processing. Second is the inclusion of predictive analytics. This can be seen as a new opportunity where, using the data collected and processed, companies are developing predictive models of the future state in order to predict tomorrow's happenings. This way, companies can forecast what is probable of happening along with the suspected scenarios and risk assessment. A shift from historic view to the forward-looking perspective. And one more thing is faster the realization of the hidden patterns and meaningful insights from the raw real-time data, quicker is the future forecast, and greater is the predictive value which is obtained from that data. The third is that the horizons of big data continues to expand. In terms of volume, data will double every 18 months. And it is predicted that it will reach 35 zettabytes of data in 2020. In terms of velocity, rapid increase is seen with the velocity in which data is generated. And stream processing or real-time data processing helps in processing high-speed data. In terms of variety, the frontiers has expanded into numerous additional sources such as kiosks, GPS data which is being taken from maps, chips, the video, audio, image, Facebook posts, the Twitter tweets, Pinterest, and so on. So it's just expanding rapidly. These are some of the latest updates which are happening in the big data. Next up, we'll look into how much the cloud environment is matured enough to handle the big data and analytics applications. To start off with, we see an increasing adoption of cloud environment by the companies, which can be attributed to cloud getting mature. Also, we see an extensive collection of products and services available for cloud, which is an indication that cloud has matured. Now, three questions straight away pops into our mind. Why are companies showing interest towards cloud? How can we say that cloud is mature? And where is it heading? Let's answer it one by one. The first question, why are companies migrating towards cloud environment? The International Data Group IDG predicts that the main focus of companies implementing cloud is to improve the service and generating new revenue streams by reducing the IT expenses. Also, it was discovered that 73% of the companies implementing cloud saw an improvement in the business performance, and the improvement areas that drives companies to implement cloud are the increasing cost efficiency, enabling improved mobility to workforce, and better alignment with customer and partners. Henceforth, cloud computing initiative is one of the most famous and important project in any organization's IT department. The fact was supported by a study done by Computer World involving 195 top IT executives, which revealed that out of all the participants, 42% of the decision makers were planning to increase the spend on cloud computing substantially. Apparently, State of Network study also revealed cloud computing as one of the top 3 initiatives that IT executives are having in their roadmap in the next 12 months. Second question is, how can we say that cloud is mature? The adoption to cloud computing is accelerating at global scale, and the most evident growth potential of cloud computing was quantified in a global Goldman Sachs study as 30% compound annual growth rate from 2013 through 2018, compared to the 5% growth to enterprise IT, within which Cisco predicts that 59% of the total cloud workload will be software as a service, 28% will be infrastructure as a service, and only 13% will be platform as a service. The third question to be answered is where it is heading. The International Data Corporation predicts that the cloud market will be $118 billion in 2015 and $200 billion it will hit in 2020. Also, it is estimated that by 2016, 80% of the enterprises globally will be using infrastructure as a service. Software as a service revenue will be $106 billion. By 2020, software as a service revenue will be $132.57 billion. So thus we see that cloud computing, cloud environment is matured enough to handle the big data environment. Next off, we'll just look at some of the signs of maturity that is shown by the cloud environment. Next off, we'll take a look at some of the signs of maturity which is shown by cloud computing. We see that the first one is the sprouting niches. The introduction of new niche products and services are a clear indication that cloud environment is maturing. Some of the latest niche areas that are getting attention of cloud vendors are cloud-based authentication system, wireless routing system, VPN management system, and effective firewall management. The second sign is the migration from traditional models. Floppy disk, which was once used as an installation medium, was replaced by CDs, which will be extinct in 5 years with the recent revolution in the way softwares are delivered to the end users. Even the backup solutions without cloud is starting to become a non-feasible model. There has recently been an alteration to the traditional server model using the hybrid cloud technique, which reduces installation time, increased security, and simplified software management and overall delivery. Therefore, it is evident that everything can be cloudified, which is an indication of a maturing cloud environment. The third sign is the cloud is getting commercialized. This is evident from the standardized price point of the cloud products and the plenty of options available for the cloud customers to choose from. The next slide we'll look at the remaining two signs of maturity shown by cloud computing. So the fourth sign of maturity shown by cloud environment is the substantial rise in market player count. There has been an astronomical increase in the cloud providers running the whole gamut of types and quantities. We have witnessed numerous applications which was running in the local computers shifting to the cloud at a nominal price. But the broader picture as described by the analyst is that only few market players who are actually playing the game, while the remaining new entrants and the low-level players are actually following those leaders. The fifth and final sign of maturity is the cloud usage trend that itself points towards maturity. A business survey done on 1,865 IT organizations led to some findings which helped in getting an overview of the cloud usage pattern. Out of this 1,865 organizations, 40% reported using public cloud and 49% are using private cloud, and the 65% of private cloud was built by third party, and 35% are self-built private clouds. Hence, there seems to be a drop in the reliance on professional cloud services. The next big opportunity waiting for the cloud service providers to capitalize is hybrid cloud market, which was estimated to be a $7 billion marketplace in the hybrid cloud spending on integration increasing. So, from these signs of maturity, it is clear that cloud computing has really matured. Earlier in this course, we saw what big data is and how it evolved. Then we discussed how much cloud environment is matured enough to handle the big data analytic applications. Now let's take a look at what if both these technologies are merged together. According to the Software and Information Industry Association, cloud and big data creates greater impact when converged than working independent. That's because big data is looking for an environment that is distributed, that is scalable, agile, real-time, heterogeneous, and that can handle multi-source. In the meanwhile, cloud gives an environment which is exactly the same as needed by big data analytic applications. The resources on demand are offered by cloud, which is nothing but the scalable and real-time environment needed by big data. Support for diverse OS and hardware is provided by cloud, which is nothing but the heterogeneous environment needed by big data. And finally, efficient resource utilization is done in a cloud environment, which meets the agile environment needs of big data applications. Hence, overall, converging big data and cloud creates more fruitful results. Old school systems does not satisfy the real-time demands of the big data analytics and leads to many bottlenecks such as low scalability, poor fault tolerance, difficult to deploy, maintain at rapid speed, which is a need for big data, low performance, and so on. In such a situation, cloud environment is a huge step forward in terms of the system requirements for big data. Flexible deployment of resources, virtualization, support diverse hardware and OS in underlayers, systems scheduling and management of resources, which in turn gives an agile environment and greater level of flexibility. The distributed file system and databases, which helps to meet the storage needs of big data. Thus, the distributed file system uses widespread distributed storage nodes to accommodate storage needs of big data. And similarly, distributed databases supports examination and processing of the large volumes of unstructured data query service across multiple nodes located in multiple cloud data centers. So thus, it's a huge giant leap of switching from the old school mainframe systems to the cloud environment.